appears we're live. So let's jump on into it. I don't think I have any scary vacuum fillers on the table today. Well, maybe one. I don't remember what this pen is. It's probably vacuum. We've got the largest damn Jade Schaefer flat top I've ever seen in my life, with an equally large nib. It's absolutely stunning. The coloring on this one it's darkened in a few areas, but it's not it's still very vivid. And I don't see any crystallization anywhere. So, wonder if I can get this with my fingers. Nope. Nope. We're gonna have to pull out the big guns. I want you, fine folks, to look at the size of this sack. This is an enormous sack on this pen. I mean, let's take a look at the Schaefer Cadet. It's almost as wide as the Cadet. This baby is going to hold a lot of ink and still pliable. But I'm going to replace it anyway because I don't trust it. It's very stiff. It's old. This pen is from probably the 1920s or 30s. It's a lifetime pen with a white dot on the cap. It has some brassing, severe plating loss on the clip, and on the cap band, but the nib is flawless. There's hardly any tipping, that's to be expected, but it's just a beautiful, enormous lifetime nib. So we've got that one to work on. Let's check Discord. Make sure everything's going well. Alright, next up is this Schaefer. At first glance, it's an Imperial 4. But you take the cap off and you see it's got the short diamond. Some people call this a dunce. This is a Schaefer Triumph Imperial 555. It's a cartridge pen. They did not make touchdown fillers. Really only needs a cleaning. I'm probably not going to be touching this today since my sink is in a different room. But it is on my workbench. It's a new pen on the workbench. Here we have a Schaefer. They believe they called this a Cadet. It's a tip dip pen with a tip dip feed. So you only have to dip the tip of the nib with the feed into ink. You don't have to submerge the entire thing. And it's a touchdown filler. That's exciting. I love touchdown fillers. Yeah, I think it is. Sorry for the late response. Here we have, this is I believe they referred to this as marine green. It's a Schaefer Petite pen. Technically a balance pen. It's an enormous white dot on this pen. If you look at, it actually, if you look at, what's a similar pen that I can point out? We're just going to use this Tucky to compare white dot sizes. There's quite a difference there. The biggest difference here is obviously the size. And the white dot on the Tucky is off center. That has always bothered me. But look at that size difference. So I'm going to put the Tucky away. This is a lever filling pen. It's going to be, I already tried a couple days ago to get this section off. It didn't work. So we're going to have some fun with that one. There's always got to be a problem pen. Now let's take a look at the Sentinel. This is a Sentinel Deluxe. It is a very early model with a brushed steel cap and the white dot at the tip of the blind cap. Triumph nib, of course. And yes, this is a vacuum filler. Now this, I forgot to take this off. This is a Scriptsert school pen that I have the nib soaking right now. Just put that over there. So, first things first, I'm going to start with this guy because he is easily the most beautiful. I'm just going to take that sack right off. Do I want to knock out this nib? It would be safer to shellac this without the feed in because let me adjust the focus again. The reason it would be safer is because if you can see right there is where ink will be taken to the nib. Right there on the wall. So it's really easy to accidentally get shellac in there. I think I'm gonna knock it out. Speaking of shellac, I spilled a bunch of it all over myself a couple weeks ago and just ran up to Home Depot today and got this. So we're gonna try refilling my poor Anderson Pens shellac bottle from this. We're gonna see how that goes. 8-Ball, what are you talking about? Look at that. That is some shellac. It'd be highly unfortunate if I spilled this. Let's get a paper towel and just wipe off this side here. I haven't really had to think about how I want to do this yet. Because my first thought was, oh, I'll just use a funnel and no, I have a wood floor in here, hardwood floor. I might sacrifice, because I've got a big bag down here of these plastic disposable Syrettes I got on eBay for like $3. I think I'm going to sacrifice one of them. So we're going to take this off. Try not to get shellac on these pens while I'm at it. And I'm just going to squeeze that, fill it, and squeeze it in. I think this is the safest method. I know I probably should have done this earlier, but I wasn't thinking about it. I had my mind on other things. Like beautiful, beautiful Schaefers. We're getting there. I think a bit more. Okay. That'll go in the trash. That'll go down there. I still have the clothes I spilled shellac on. Will I finish this in my lifetime? Are you making a bad pun about Schaefer Lifetime pens? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, fuck no. I'm never gonna finish that can. I'm gonna put that out in the shed. My dad can use that for his woodworking projects. That should about do it. Alright, time to set that aside. And I can close this back up. Because honestly, I'd use probably a quarter of what's in this tiny little bottle. And fuck, how long have I been fixing pens? Oh no, 8-Ball, why are you so bad? 8-Ball, you're the worst. Go play Fortnite. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. Sure, if you'd like to. I don't mind. Always happy for more publicity. Whoops, I hit my camera. I don't think it appreciated that. I know what I'm doing, honest. Let's just move that back down like that. Alright. Maybe I'll move this off to the side a little bit. It's moving a little bit. I'm not using much force. I'm just sort of dropping the hammer onto it. I think it's being held together with old ink, so I'm just gonna let that one soak before I knock it out. Load of sample vials. I primarily use sample vials for my soaking because it's super easy. Super simple. Oh, there's a dead bug in that. How'd that happen? Do I have more water? Yeah, I know. Alright, I'll be right back. Just gonna fill up with water. And we're back. So, for the soak, I'm just gonna drop this fella nib up, oops, in this here sample vial. Squirt some water in there. Just like so. I'm gonna set that aside to soak for a few minutes. So, can't really do much on that one while it's soaking. Let's move on to the Cadet. I do enjoy touchdown pens. This one has a steel F1 nib on it. Fun fact, they also made a Cadet 23 which had a gold nib and gold-plated fittings. Yeah, touchdown pens. Man, this guy's got a pliable sack too. That's really nice. It actually feels... It's a little bit stiff, but it's nice. Let me check for rust. Oh, she's clean. What was I saying? I was saying something. Something about the Cadet 23 that had a gold nib. It's an F1 nib, that means it's fine. I'm gonna have this one soak too. I have a bunch of nibs soaking right now. I'm just kind of injecting water directly into the tip dip portion of the pen. Flush it out a little bit as it soaks. So this is the old sack. It's very pliable. Very pliable. I like to put pens to soak nib up so that in case I bump my elbow down on, bump something down onto it, it doesn't smush the tines of the nib. So, for example, do I have a section lying around here of sufficient size? I don't think I do. Alright. We're gonna pretend that this is too big for the sample vial. Nib up. Poke it. Hurt myself. Instinctively pull my hand back. Nib down. I don't instinctively pull my hand back. Nib up. Small surface area. My finger deforms to the tip of the nib. Nib down. More surface area. It wants to go down. I don't know. I just feel like if I put it nib down, there's a greater likelihood of smushing the nib and bending the tines. It's not scientific, it's just the way I do it. So, while we have that nib soaking, we can make sure there's no shellac on this first. Take the blind cap off. I use a long 1/8 inch screwdriver for this. Flathead, of course. Now, I didn't see... Oh, okay. It's got one of the rubber washers in there. Alright, we got an old O-ring in here. It's actually white. A lot of the ones you'll find are white. Let's see if we can get a picture of that. Zoom that in. Maybe. Maybe. Huh? Maybe. You can kind of see it on the left there. It's a very old white rubber O-ring. We're going to replace that with a not so old black rubber O-ring, because this one is not holding a seal. And even if it is, I strongly recommend replacing it anyway, because there's no telling when the seal will fail, and then your pen's not going to fill. Especially if you're fixing up someone else's pens or fixing a pen to sell. You want to make sure it's all good and modern. Thankfully, these are really easy to get out. Not as easy to get in, but there you go. Looks good inside there. So, where's my silicone grease? And somewhere in this drawer, I've got O-rings. These are the large ones. There they are. Small O-rings for Snirkle and Touchdown TM. TM stands for thin model. So we're going to fish one out of there. And open up ye old silicone grease. What I like to do is grease up the O-ring before putting it in. And the reason for that is it just makes a better seal. Just get it nice and greasy. And I'll take my fingers and wipe off the excess. Having silicone grease on there actually does make it a little bit more difficult to get in. Oh man, there's a ton of new people joining the Discord. Plenty of new people, I love it. I can preach the gospel of Schaefer to them. Where is my brush at? This one's a little big, but it'll probably work. Nope. This one will work. Just want to make sure there's no hairs or anything in there. Yes. Yes, Matt. You're correct. You're right. I will fill this pen with silicone grease just for you. Alright. Now it's time to push that O-ring into that groove. Oops, I've taken it out. The trick that I've found, I don't know how well I'll be able to explain it, but I try to push it in such a way that the near side of the O-ring to me rests in that groove, and then I pull the opposite side up, and that usually works great because the near side is caught in that groove and cannot go further up. That's the theory anyway. Sometimes it works out just fine, sometimes it needs some persuasion. But I think I've just about gotten this one. There we go. That O-ring's in there, just fine and dandy. Took, I don't know, 20 seconds. I'm gonna put silicone grease all over it. And we can shove this touchdown plunger shroud rod thing, whatever you want to call it. Push that through. And drop the screw in. Stick the bind cap on and screw it in place. There we have it. I'm going to add some grease to the shroud and work it a few times to really just make sure it's nice and greasy. I'm going to twist it while I do so. Alright. Now, take a little bit more paper towel. I'm gonna wipe off the excess grease off the rod, shroud, thing, whatever you want to call it. For some reason, the proper terminology is not coming to mind. And now, a good way to test it, make sure you have a good seal. Cover the open end with your thumb. If it makes a hissing noise when you push that plunger down, it's a good seal. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but I just did it a couple times next to the microphone. All right. That is one touchdown plunger, fully restored. All that's left is to finish cleaning the nib, shellac a size 15.5 thin-walled sack to it, and we're good to go. Now, my sacks are over here. I'm actually starting to run low on them. I've got 4 left. Gonna have to place another order. So, since we have the nib soaking still, I'm gonna close the touchdown system and cap the pen, and we can move on to our next project. This is the Triumph Imperial 555. Really just needs cleaning. I'm not going to worry about that tonight. Let's take a look at this petite. It's got no cracks. It's got very little discoloration. The nib looks excellent. And of course it's a lever filler, so it's super easy as well. But I've got to get it open first. Howdy! Pleased to have you. I think I'm gonna have to break out a heat gun for this. is my rubber pad. There it is. If I can't get a grip on it with this, I'm gonna have to break out the heat gun. Ooh. That was a scary noise. I believe I broke it loose. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. That is one disintegrated sack. Pretty sure it wasn't supposed to come off like that. Was that shellacked in place? The section should have come off those threads. I probably should have heated it. Let's get that sack out of there. That's what I get for not going for the heat gun. That's alright. I can just a little methyl ethyl ketone and we can get that back on, no problem. Just time to pull out the fossilized sack. This sack is far from pliable. I'm worried that the bar might be rusted, the J bar. Doesn't look like it though. So now, if we look in here, there's the feed. Do I want to punch this? Yeah, I know. I'm curious about this. It looks like I noticed something as I was trying to get this open. The barrel. See how it's like got that crust on it? Around the edges? It looked like there was sealant on there. And I believe that's what that is. I'm not sure what kind of life this pen has had, but that ain't right. I tried picking at it with my fingernails. Couldn't get it off. This may have been melted shut from a repair in the past. Just for giggles, I'm gonna try to get the nipple off of this section, because they are two separate pieces, and I'm gonna need heat for that. Yeah, it's not supposed to look like that. So I'm just gonna heat this up a little bit and, oops, maybe I shouldn't use these. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit, see if there's any possibility of me getting this apart. I like to keep my heat gun nice and low as far as the temperature. I don't want to heat it up too fast. I'd rather spend a couple extra minutes than heat it up too much. Check the heat. Not quite there yet. Check it again. I think that's good for a first try. How do I want to hold this? I think I'm going to use the rubber pad on the threads and use my section pliers on the section itself. Just give it a wiggle and see if it wants to move. I don't have much surface area to grab onto, so this might not work out. I'm just going to hold it in the section pliers while I heat it. I love this hobby, man. Every day, every restoration session is an adventure. You never know what you're going to find with these pens. And I honestly do enjoy having problem pens like this. Because, you know, you saw how quickly I did that touchdown. It's simple, it's easy. But this is difficult. You're damn right, Matt. Nope. Now the strange thing about this is, normally when I open up a lever filler, I've got to scrape rubber off the section nipple. Except I just noticed something. There's nowhere for the sack to be shellacked onto inside this. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See if I can get that in focus and in the light. Might not be able to. So it's in focus now. I might not be able to. Maybe. You can kind of see the start of the feed in there. But the section nipple, I mean, I've been calling it the section nipple this whole time, so I should know. But the section nipple, where you No. Never mind. I'm just retarded. So this nipple is part of this section. These threads are supposed to be part of this barrel. So what happened was, this was on the barrel. It had that weird sort of lip. I don't think I'm the first person to break this pen. I think these threads were either shellacked in place or it was melted in place. Looking at that weird lip. Obviously, there's no way to know for sure, but it's heartening to think that I'm not the first person who's broken it. So I need to get these threads off if I want to, because I'd like to use methyl ethyl ketone to melt this back on, clean out the threads, and be able to use it again. So it's a nice barrel. We'll see how that goes. Going back to the heat now. Thank you, I appreciate the vote of confidence. When I think about it, it's really not necessary to get these threads off, because, let me think, I could just, shellac it in place again. After I clean off the remnants of the old sack, resack it, ensure that it fills properly without leaking, tuck the sack, and just close it up again with shellac. But where's the fun in that? Almost there. Alright. Let's see if I can get these threads off. I don't think it wants to. Of course, I don't want to squeeze too hard. It is old celluloid. I'm going to give it one more go with the heat gun. If I don't get it, I'm just gonna chuck it into the ultrasonic cleaner and let that shake things up a bit. The nib's gonna need cleaning anyway. It's got remnants of old ink on it. There is still some nice tipping on this nib though. I'm very pleased. And very little brassing on the, actually, is there any brassing at all? I'm gonna look at that in a second. There was some tarnish on the cat band and nib when I got it, but I've cleaned that up with a sunshine cloth. What do you think? Is it ready? Yeah, 3 more seconds. Like that's gonna make any difference. Oops. She doesn't want to go. That's alright. It looks like there's a ton of shellac in there. Is the solution more heat? Should I give it another go? Do I want to risk it? It's still quite warm. It's not anywhere near burning me, but I think I'll give it one more go. Okay. If it doesn't come off this time, we're gonna move along to the Sentinel Deluxe. I'll put this in the soak. Getting warm in here. Let's check the temperature. It's definitely warmer than it was. What a beautiful lifetime nib. Check the temperature again. Alright, I'm gonna give it about 20 more seconds. I'm gonna hit it with the rubber gripper again. Fingers crossed. Absolutely nothing. That's stuck on there pretty good. Well, I don't really have a bag of tricks when it comes to this. I believe the only thing to do is to just soak it and let the ultrasonic take care of it later. So we'll set this aside. And now it's time to take a look at the big boy. The Sentinel Deluxe. It sold for $15 in the 1940s. Adjusted for inflation today, that'd be somewhere between 170 and 180 US dollars. What kind of plunger are we looking at? It's the rocker style. Those are annoying. It's alright though. See if we can get her open. Gonna need heat. Well, close that back up. The good news is the plunger's not... Oh, Matt. I hope not. I truly hope not. Well, the plunger's not frozen, so we should be alright. And this one's probably not a cartridge, seeing as it's an early Crest Triumph. Or not Crest, sorry, Sentinel Deluxe. This would be mid-1940s, I believe. And they didn't start the cartridges till the late 40s. See if we can get her open. Of course, always being careful not to squeeze too hard. The last thing I want to do is crack this beauty. Looks like the visualated section is going to be quite clear once I have it cleaned out of ink. Not even holding it up to the light, I can see changes in color. Doesn't look terribly ambered. Ooh, might have movement. Maybe? Nope. Nope. More heat is required. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit though. Oh no! There goes the water. At least it's not shellac. I am a doofus. I guess I'm gonna have to get fresh water at some point. Alright. What's going on in chat? Yeah, right now I'm fixing a few of Matt's pens. You might not have tuned in time to see the flat top, but it's huge. Here it is next to the Triumph. Look at that. Look at the coloration on it. Look at the glossiness of it. Oh, it's beautiful. I just want to keep it. Yeah, all my customers' pens I work on stream. I don't take many commissions, but if you've got a pen that you'd like restored, especially if it's a Schaefer. Hey, Bijou. Alright, back to the heat. Matt has another really nice jade pen that I worked on a few weeks ago. Temperature, I think that's hot enough. Let's try to not punch the water this time though. Get my grippy. Get my other grippy. And get my grabby. Torque on it a little bit. No dice. All I'm really doing is unscrewing the bind cap. I know, isn't that thing absolutely enormous? It's the biggest flat top I've ever seen in my life. I've seen a few. Let's see how it wants to move around now. Not at all. What's up, brother? Yeah, now you should ask Matt how much he snagged these pens for. Let's give it another shot, shall we? You really did. I mean, paying me in that Ebon Pearl is just, I cannot complain. I cannot complain in the slightest. Think about these sections on this. It's hard to get a grip with just the section pliers. No, they don't. They don't like me. I just want them to feel my love. That's okay though. Patience is the strongest tool in my arsenal. Start keeping an album? Of what? Pens that I've worked on? Well, I mean, I do post them all on Instagram. They all get lightbox pictures, they all go on Instagram. Matt, what is it about your vacuum fillers that are just so difficult to get open? My fingers are very dry at this point. I didn't mean it though. Well, I kinda meant it. Very rarely will you find a conical Triumph nib that is flexible. I'm talking like 1 in a million. As for flexible open nibs, it's not something Schaefer is known for. Most of their nibs are nails, especially on their lifetime pens. You might find semi-flex inlaid Imperial nibs, but if you're looking for flexible Schaefer, I'd go for their early self-filling Black Chase hard rubber pens. Of course, if you can score a flexible Triumph Music nib, I would bow down to you. This one here looks like an extra fine, judging by the tipping. I've got an extra fine crest that writes very nicely. At this point, I might just remove the nib, because I can still work on it like that. It's just easier to take the section off, usually. Definitely an extra fine nib, though. And the great thing about vacuum fillers, too, they hold a metric shitload of ink. Like, I've got this 1936 Balance. It's a vacuum filler, and it sucks up about 1.65 milliliters of ink. And it's a slender Balance too. It's thinner than this Triumph Vac fill I'm working on. Ah, I see. It's a little more on the expensive side, but you can look at PeytonStreetPens.com, and they have a lot of really nice Schaefers for sale. Fully restored. Where's my water at? Who knows, maybe someday I'll start selling Schaefers. But at the moment, I just love all of them far too much to sell. Tuckies are so nice. I love tuckaways. PeytonStreetPens.com. Peyton Street Pens. I can vouch for them. They're really nice people. Thanks, Bijou. I actually got my first vintage Schaefer from them. It was this here gray Imperial 4 touchdown with an inlaid nib. Very nice, very classy, reliable, beautiful inlaid nibs. You can leave them uncapped for a few minutes, they don't dry out. I want to go to the LA Pen Show. I haven't been to a show yet. I was meaning to go to the Dallas show this September, but then I got sick. Now I have medical bills. So I'll probably go there next year. I love the history behind each pen that I restore. I love to read up on them, find the years they made them, find any interesting things behind dating them and design changes and why they went with whatever they went with. Like, I know this is a first year Schaefer Triumph Sentinel Deluxe because it has a brushed steel cap. Later models had the polished cap with vertical lines. I don't know much about third tier brands. I'm sure Will Gennady of Redeem Pens can tell you everything you would want to know about them for hours, but I mainly focus on Schaefer myself. Alright. Let's give her a shot. Oh, Matt, what have you done? Why did you send me this? It doesn't want to open. It doesn't like me. I need a more reliable grippy pad for my left hand, because this is just sliding. I wonder if this one will be any better. A little bit. Made it fart at least. Well, I can complain if I want to. That's like the 7th time I've heated this. It still makes a little bit of a vacuum. It's not the greatest, and it's really stiff. But it might actually fill. Still gonna take it apart. I'll set that one aside for now. What else do I have up here? Oh, I forgot about this pen. This is a touchdown, thin metal touchdown Valiant. that I got from an eBay seller who said it was in good condition. And I knew I'd have to clean it, restore the filling system, all that good stuff. It's a really handsome pen. It's got that upturned Triumph nib, but there is an issue with it, which the seller did not picture or mention in the description. Look at that. Isn't that positively terrifying? See if I can get the light on that. That is caused by the spring in the clip. Someone gave that clip a good yank and cracked the cap. Good condition. And it really moves out now. Surprisingly, it's still tight. Matt, I could always decide to just send you your pens as is. I don't have a spare Valiant cap. That makes me very sad. Why is the dot protruding so much? Because in a lot of the thin model touchdown pens, you'll find that the white dot, which on earlier models was sanded flush to the pen, now protrudes because it's a separate piece that snaps into place. You'll find it on the white dot Imperials. You'll find it on Snorkels. This is a Snorkel, right? Yes. Earlier pens, it was sanded flat. I cannot put my finger, I cannot click my fingernail over those dots. But the newer ones, yes. It changed around the time when they moved away from celluloid and onto polystyrene plastics. Is this a white dot model? Yeah. This is a polystyrene plastic pen. It is a vacuum filler. So this is 1949, I'd call it. And the white dot is still flush. Pens like this, I would say that a Sentinel would be a good way of dating it, but Sheaffer had a lot of problems putting the white dot on a metal cap early on, so they tended to put it on the bind cap. But later models, after they managed to put the white dot on the cap, the method they devised was the snap-in white dot. And ever since they switched over to that, probably, I don't know when that would have been, very early 50s. After that, every white dot protruded. So there's your rant/history lesson for the day on a brief moment of time of the history of the Sheaffer Lifetime white dot of distinction. Time to get cracking at this pen again. There's something sticky on the side of this barrel, and I don't know what it is. I hope to God that they haven't superglued this pen shut. It wasn't sticky a few minutes ago. It's some sort of adhesive. What if I try this? Maybe that'll give me a better grip. I don't know. Well, it's definitely not giving me better grip. I need another one of these black rubber pads. Because this really is the gray pearl all over again. Nope. Nada. Well, as I always do when I am defeated, I am going to let this one soak. I don't know why soaking is a magical thing that helps everything, but it is. So I'll be right back while I go refill my water and try not to spill it again. We're back. I found the brush I was looking for. Exactly. Just let those dishes soak for days. Animals eating cream of wheat for breakfast and not rinsing their dishes. Shit's like glue. Alright, that's soaking now. Oh boy, I'm gonna move this up here so I don't accidentally punch it. Dear God, we've been live for an hour and a half. Well, what's next on the agenda? What do I have on the workbench? What's this? Oh, that's one that Jeff Powers did. This needs to be resacked. That's right. Have I? I haven't sucked this, have I? Wait. Where did I get this Craftsman? How long has this been on my workbench? Huh. Yeah, I never finished that. Well, this nib is very dirty. Not really dirty, just touch it up with a sunshine cloth. Now it's all shiny. It was there last time, huh? Am I that forgetful? There we go. Yeah, I thought I remembered soaking this. There's no ink in it. What kind of sack do you take, friend? Let's see if I have it. It's a lever filling Craftsman. What kind of sack do you take? Let's go size it. Well, if we're going by the size of the nipple, the size 20 sack's just about right. Doesn't fit in there very well though, so I'm probably gonna go with the 19. That's a much better fit. Yeah, 19 will do. So, let's get a piece of sacrificial cardboard. Where's my box cutter at? Chop it down to size. This will be my cutting board. X-Acto knife. Alright, so the way we're going to size this, here's the sack in as far as it'll go. What I'm going to do is pinch it down, pull that out, It's probably hard for you guys to see with my hand in the way, but I'm gonna need to cut it down to about here. So, take my X-Acto knife, and that's just what I'm gonna do. There we go, a nice straight clean cut. Put the X-Acto knife back. Get rid of our sacrificial cardboard. And here we have a sack worthy of a lever-filling craftsman. Size 19. I wonder how much ink it holds. Here there. Got my sack spreaders. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna test fit it. So I'm just gonna put this sack onto the section nipple. Fit her nice and tight. Straighten it out. And I'm gonna see if it doesn't want to go in. It does want to go in. Oh, that's right. That's why I haven't restored this one yet. The J-bar's all fucky. I wonder if I can reach it with these. Here we go. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, this J-bar is fucked. That's right. I remember now. Half of it's not where it's supposed to be. Can't reach it. How am I gonna do this? See if I can hook the J-bar and bring it out. Ooh, that might have done something. This Chinese piece of shit. Need my other tweezers. You know what else I need is organization in this drawer. I wonder if I can get a hold of that with these. Yeah, I grabbed what I meant to. I kinda need to cannibalize another lever filler for this J-bar if I can't find one online. First I gotta get this one out though. Hello, doggo. What time is it for you? Isn't it like super early in the morning or something? Like 7 a.m.-ish? 8 a.m.? Close to 9? Currently 8 a.m. Well, it is 8:40 in the evening here. The sun has not yet set. I'm just fishing for rusted metal parts right now. Ooh, getting orders in. Look at you. Hot stuff. Ah, fuck. Wonder if I could get that. You guys probably don't want to know what time I get up to go to work. Noon. I technically get out of bed at 11:45. I also get off work at 1 a.m. Some nights they keep me late though, and I end up getting home at about 5. Last night, I got home at a reasonable hour. The night before, I got home at, I think it was at like 3:30. I don't know how I'm gonna get this sucker out. I think that's why I ended my stream last time, is because I didn't know how to get this out. Gone fishing. Gotta blow my nose now. Oh, paper towels, not the greatest choice. Let me borrow this lamp. Hey, I can see what I'm doing. Hello, you pesky J-Bar. I see you. Ooh, so close. Ah, I got it. Come on, you. Come on out and play. Twist, 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 twist. Ah! Lost him. Esterbrook J-Bars are so much easier. Damn it. The problem with this J-Bar is this is the style of J-Bar in that Craftsman. This right here. The lever pushes that out to push on the sack. This center part is gone from the Craftsman. It's just not even there. So I need to replace it if I ever hope to restore that Craftsman. Hi, Brownie. Oh, you guys are in voice chat. I just saw Doggo join. So I'm gonna say screw it again. I'm just gonna forget about this Craftsman for a while, because it obviously doesn't want to get restored yet. Now, why is Jeff's pen sitting out? I need to find a drawer for it. That works. What else do I have sitting here? I gotta send these back to Inkpen. That's a Schaefer Jr. that needs a nib. I got this weird, pretty, sparkly... Oh, I need to reset my focus. Got this weird, pretty, sparkly thing that's completely 110% fucked. It's got nothing in it. It's just a body. That's about it, really. I guess I'll go rinse out. Let's see. This is the lifetime nib. There's like nothing coming out of it. I'm gonna go flush this and then we can finish that lifetime. I'll be right back. Thanks, friend. I'm happy you enjoy. Enjoy your day now. I'll be right back. And we're back. I come with a freshly rinsed jade flat top nib. So here's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna use paper towel to soak up the excess water. And you see it's still letting ink out. Through the feed anyway. Just soak some of that in. And then I'm gonna start heating it so that I can knock out the nib and feed. Should about do it. So we're gonna bring our knockout block back over, put her in there, and take our heat gun, move those tools out of the way, take our heat gun and start heating her up. Got our punch right there. We've got our rubber mallet around here somewhere. There she is. Oops. I keep bumping the camera. And when I put the nib and feed back into this section, I will of course heat set it. I think that should be okay for our first attempt. Don't really expect it to come out first try. Push that lamp back a bit. Ooh, it's moving. Heat was the trick. There we go. She's out. Oh my goodness, that feed's enormous. Look at that. There's no collector in there. There's no fins. It's just the fins on the side. And it's a straight line through. A lot of the 1920s Sheaffer feeds are like this. Thank you, Matt. Yeah. Anyway. A lot of early Sheaffer flexible nibs cannot keep up with these. Rather, the feeds cannot keep up with the nib. But yeah, we got that all out. I mean, it's all inky. I'm going to be soaking these again. I'm just going to rinse the section, and then we can think about what size sack we want on it. But this nib is just, it's huge. It is absolutely enormous. It's longer than my thumb up to the first knuckle. Ooh, hey. This pen was made during Sheaffer's trouble with the Katz drugstore company. Sheaffer actually got in legal trouble for what they did, because as you can see, this is a serialized lifetime nib. It is serialized 1540961. I'm not sure how well you guys will be able to see that. But on the back of the nib, on the rear side, is also serialized 1540961. The reason they did this was because cats kept sanding off the serial numbers and selling Schaefer's pens below MSRP. And Schaefer caught them by putting the serial number on the rear of the nib. Cats successfully they had a successful legal battle against Schaefer for price fixing. I mean, Schaefer was kind of they were kind of assholes at the time. So there's another piece of random Schaefer history for you. This is a really nice nib. I'm super pleased that you got this lot, man. I'm gonna go rinse these and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Oops. So I've got the section all clean. Now, as for the nib and the feed, what I want to do is I'm going to take some Kohinoor Rapido-Ease and I'm going to go ahead and let that soak in there, get some of that dry ink out of them because there's a lot of dry ink. So I'll just put some in there. I'm going to go about 1-1 with water this time. That'll get some of the crusted ink off of that nib too, because there's a lot of that. You can already see the fluid changing color. Now as for the section, I'm gonna take a paper towel, clean her off. It's not really any dried rubber from the previous ink sac that I need to clean out of here. So I'm going to cut this to reduce the number of fibers, because you tear it, fibers go everywhere. I'm going to roll it. And the reason I'm rolling it is because I'm going to stick this through and absorb all the water inside the section. Just like that. Just pull it on through, give it a blow, and you have a dry section. Now the interesting thing is, it's got a little cutout for the nib. So when you're putting the nib and the feed back in, you're gonna want to check that. Make sure the nib goes in properly. Make sure no ink leaks out past the feed. So now, what sort of sack size are we looking at? A 21, a 22? Let's see what Binder has to say about it. On his website, he says a 20. Well, I'm all out of 21s. Just for giggles, I'm going to look at how a 22 fits up. Technically, it would work. Does it fit in the barrel? Not comfortably. Not comfortably at all. I think a 21 would work, but I'm just going to slap a 20 in it. So, yeah. Alright. Oh man, that goes in almost all the way. What are we looking at for sizing? Right about here. Where's my sacrificial cardboard at? Time to cut the sack to size. Just like that. It's not the cleanest cut I've ever done, but it'll do. We're going to test fit it on the section. Oops. Whoops. There we go. Good thing I don't have shellac on it yet, because that shit would be everywhere. Just push it up all the way. Straighten her out. And we're going to see if we've got any resistance when we push this in. The leather sits up without issue. Comes back down without issue. I'm going to need the pliers back again to get this off. I think we're good to shellac it. Okay. Now then, I have my shellac. I have paper towel handy. And I have work pants on. So hopefully I don't spill it this week. I'm just gonna lightly paint shellac around that section nipple. Not all the way around, because I don't want to overdo it. I leave plenty of spots. You probably can't see it without me zooming in, but I'm leaving plenty of spots without shellac, because when I put the sack on, it'll push that stuff into place. I don't have very long to put this on. Hopefully I get it first try. Nope. Alright. Take two. You guys didn't see that. Didn't see that at all. These larger sacks, for some reason, always defeat me. Oh, stay on there, stay on there. Yes! Alright, so I'll push it up. It slides easy due to the fresh shellac, and now I'm just going to give it a bit of a twist. I'll turn the sack just to make sure there's even shellac coverage inside. That's one of the reasons that I like to remove these early feeds. It's because that'll push a little bit of shellac back into the sack. Gonna have a good seal. And of course, having a fresh airway to the inside of the sack is going to ensure that the shellac hardens properly. So that sack is in place. It's going to hold a metric shitload of ink. And we can set this beautiful, enormous jade green flat top aside. So, I think it's time to take a look at our cadet. Is this the cadet? Nope. Is that the cadet? Nope. How about that one? Nope. That one? Nope. That one? Possibly. Nope. How about this one? Nope. That goes to a no nonsense. This one, surely. Nope. Can't even see what's in this one, so it's probably it. That looks like a steel nib. I'm gonna rinse this, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, that cadet is still so full of ink that I'm just going to put Rapidoise in there and let that soak overnight. That water's already black again. Well, that's gonna cure overnight. I guess I'm gonna have to rinse the vacuum fill Sentinel and see if we can't get that open yet. There is a lot of ink coming out. Yeah, I'll go rinse her and we'll see about that. Be right back again. We're back. I've got this rinsed. It's still very much inky, which is to be expected. Just for giggles, I'm going to work this once. And you can hear that it's making a crappy, but still making a seal, no matter how crappy it might be. So I'm gonna try with it pulled out. Maybe that's the secret. It'll give me something to hold on to where I won't be scorching my fingers anyway. Because it's time for Mr. TR Industrial Heat Gun. Pretty warm. All right, fingers crossed. Absolutely nothing. Back to the heat. Dear God, I hope not. I mean, I'm sure the section's being held on by shellac. I don't know. Let me look at something. It's probably a cartridge. I was just thinking about this section. It's probably a cartridge. Matt, please. I never had trouble getting cartridge vac fillers open until you. I'm gonna be very sad if I snap another one of these. I never do that. Trying to heat the whole thing evenly now. I want to get it nice and hot, critical temperature. I can feel the residual heat in this metal rod. We're getting there. I don't know, maybe they implemented the cartridge vac fillers earlier than I thought, because there's no concrete information on when they did it. Let's try it again. Wish me luck, Matt. It ain't budging. Man. I popped a blister. Yeah, I might just go for the nib. The thing with these cartridge fillers, though, the nib might not present a large enough opening, because this is a thin Triumph nib. I really should have noticed that. How are you doing? Ooh, that's hot. I like it. Alright. Come on! Let me try cranking with my other hand. Wiggle it. See if anything happens. Nope. Nada. Well, damn. This thing really doesn't like me, does it? I need like a rubber grippy glove. That would help. Damn. This thing is very, very stubborn. Oh God. Don't even say such a thing. Who would do that? Oh man. Who would mech a pen together? Come on. Come on. Let's try her again. I don't know how much hotter I want to get this thing, man. It's already what I would call too hot. But she's not budging. Really not budging. think I'm just gonna have to go for the nib. Doesn't make me happy, but let's give it a shot. Not sure if my drill bits will fit down that neck. That's what I'm most worried about. There's no knocking out the blind cap in this one. Well, hell, the nib comes out easy. Look at that. That is some sheen on that. Whatever it was a blue ink. So the nib's not straight on the feet anymore, but that doesn't much matter. I'll have it straightened out again. Okay. Let's have a look-see. That's definitely a cartridge. Will my drill bits fit? Oh, baby. We might be in business. Now I need to get that nut off of there. I remember the last time I had to do this for you. Took some doing. But this one turns easy. Oops. This one turns real easy. Look at that. Ah, I've already got it off. Almost. There we go. Oop. I dropped it. Next up. Wonder if I can just hold this rod and turn it. I need to nut. I nut every time I see a Schaefer. Yeah, this is coming off. They didn't shellac this one. There we go. And just like that, we've got the vacuum filler open. I've got a blister. Looks like a standard size O-ring. Wash gasket thing. And this plunger rod looks absolutely perfect. There's not a scratch or a gouge in it, no spots of rust. This is a beautiful rod. Matt, your rod is absolutely beautiful. Made me nut. So let's take the nut off. The Valiant's a pretty pen. No doubt about it. Let's put these parts here or I'm going to forget about them. Take that off. Take this off. I'm getting Ralph fingers now. Thank you, doggo. Okay, got that off. Okay. Time to fill another vial. Wait, no, I've got one here. Gonna drop that. Nope. Drop that in. Drop that in. Drop. Which side is it? That in. Drop that in. Gonna grab my water. And it goes. And that's gonna soak. Oh man, I'm running out of room on my vial tray. Now then, we don't have any shards of rubber in there, so we can get started drilling. Not with that one. Get started drilling. Oh man, this thing barely fits. Nope. Gonna have to use the other one. The one without electrical tape. That's better. Okay. Does not want to get started. Man, who gives? Maybe I should get a drill. That way, so I'm gonna want to start here. I will get this started. Oh god, it really doesn't want to start. Holy shit. It's catching on grooves that are already in the O-ring. I need to pull it as I'm going and try and break those ridges. Here we go. There's one of them right there. Let's see how that looks now. Oh man, that's a freaking chunk of the O-ring right there. That was violent. See if we can do that again. I'm not sure where the other chunk went, but she turns now. I'm gonna try picking at it a bit. See if I can just pull the rest of it out. Yep. So, is that all of it? Was it that easy? No, there's still another felt O-ring in there. Welcome back, friend. I got that vacuum filler open. I ended up removing the nib. There's the other felt washer right there. Go in there and clean things out a bit. Oh, not again. There's one more rubber O-ring to remove. There we go. That went remarkably smoothly. Still a bunch of shit in there though. That's a job for the reamer. Oh, I know what it is. I'm starting to think this isn't a cartridge one. There's a simple way to find out. I'm gonna get this back in there to pat it. And we're just gonna give it a little love tap. Of course, there is the possibility that this is a threaded packing unit, in which case it ain't gonna come out. I have bits of rubber on me. Boy, would it suck if that got in the blister. Well, that packing unit don't want to come out. I'm gonna have to pull that rubber washer out again. Let's take a look-see. There we go. See, this one I cannot see through it at all, but I can see through the visual aided section, which led me to believe it's a cartridge one. I'm not 100% on that anymore, but the blind cap doesn't want to knock out, or not the blind cap, the packing unit. So it's possible that it's a cartridge one. The big problem is not all of the first rubber washer came out, so just push that in there. Didn't really work, but let's see if we can grind that out of there. That's annoying. I'm gonna have to devise a way to get that last one out, because I picked out around the center of it, and there's still just a little bit, there's a ring around the edges that doesn't want to come out. So I'm gonna try my picky side, see if I can get purchase on one of them. I'm not really getting anything. I'll have to think about that one. Because drilling it out isn't working, because it's just making it rotate. Wrong one. Oh, where'd it go? Here it is. Maybe if I do this. Might be able to persuade it. I'm definitely chunking away at it, but you know what? Just for shits and giggles, let's try something. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to put in polystyrene closure washer on top of the packing unit seals and see if it interferes, because I'm curious. Survey says yes. Try it again. That jade flat top is absolutely beautiful. Is it not? Yeah, that time it went on all the way. Oops, I hit the camera again. I hope it doesn't mind. I also just dropped something. I'm not entirely sure what. Hopefully it wasn't that important. I'm sure if I need it, I'll be looking for it later. Look at that jade! Uh-oh. I didn't mean to put those in there permanently. I still have to clean it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got that one out. Maybe now this will come out. Yep. Okay. Reusable and reusable. Oh hey. That knocked the other hard rubber pieces out. Excellent. They're not in there anymore. Ha! So now I can just give it a quick clean with this. And then I hit it with the reamer. It looks clean in there to me. I just need to rinse out the old ink. Hello, legendary vegan. How you doing tonight? I just need to rinse out the ink out of this one. And then I get to use a scary little solvent called methyl ethyl ketone to solvent weld this polystyrene washer into the pen after I put the rubber O-ring in. Once that's done, and if it's a good weld, I just put it back together and it's ready to go back to matte. I am having the time of my life today. I got vintage Schaefers, I have dangerous solvents, I have a rubber mallet. I am feeling good. So, I'm just gonna do this. Bloop. We'll let that sit. It is a great night. My favorite nights are Saturday nights, man. I just stay at home all day. It's great. I'm gonna utilize this bag to put these parts in so that I don't get them mixed up with other pens. You know what? I'm actually gonna make a note. Who do I want to write with today? Hello, tuck away. Actually gonna write man on the back of that so I don't forget it's one of his. Nice. I love me some snorkels, man. You can never have enough snorkels. I recommend getting at least 10. I've got a few snorkels that I need to order parts for. I've been lazy. I haven't ordered point seals yet. Ooh, you spelled it A-E. I gotta shun you now. I'm gonna hand that one to you. It was a typo. I believe in you. It was a typo. That's unfortunate. Yeah, a lot of the Schaefer's Triumph nibs have that slight upturn to them. I like them because I'm a lefty. I can use them. Now then, might as well work on this feller. Let's see, have I brought that up to the microgloss finish? Yes, I have. Okay. This guy, I'm actually not going to put this back together yet because I want to take lightbox pictures of him. Gotcha. You can probably sell it for a decent amount. You should post pictures of it. I'd love to see it. What other pens do I have half completed? This guy. All that needs is welding. I keep no, this is the one that I've had trouble getting the felt out of. Yeah, you can probably get your money's worth out of it, selling it. Clipper, does that have the palladium silver nib? How the fuck am I gonna get this damn felt out? I'm close to trying to burn it out. I pick away at it every night. I wonder if heat would help. Gotcha. Actually, rather than blowing rubber chips around the entire room, I'm just gonna hold them in here. All right. Oh man, it's almost 10 o'clock already. We've been streaming for 3 hours already. It feels like we've just begun. That should be more than enough. Set that down there. Let's see if we can... Where'd it go? Where's my pick at? Here it is. Let's see if we can get some of this felt out. If not, fuck it. I'm gonna see if I've got a spare blind cat or a spare packing unit that fits. It does not want to come out. Why? Why? It's too small for that. I wonder if there's any solvent that's safe for vintage plastics but also melts felt. Okay. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this back. You're gonna sit there and watch while I take a drink. And I'm gonna bring over my big bag of parts and search for a suitable blind. Why do I keep saying blind cap? A suitable packing unit. That's a cartridge pen. I could technically just leave the felt in there, but then I might not get a good enough weld with the methyl ethyl ketone. I'd have to use quite a bit just to be sure. And it could end up being not so good. Okay, here's one. This could work. Welcome back, friend. Damn, that's on there tight. Well, as they say, when in doubt, heat gun. Let's see if that's enough to move it. Yep. So we've gotten that blind cap off. We can borrow this packing unit. Screw that back on. No, not yet. First, I'm going to set that over there. First, I want to see if the packing unit is the correct size. Yep. Fits like a charm. So this is going to be this Tuckaway's new packing unit. And this thing is going to go back on the rod. It's going to live there. I don't care about it. Kind of wish it would die. Suppose I should make sure the plunger rod fits as well. Yep. No issue there. It doesn't even wobble. Oh no. Oh, thank God. I was starting to worry I wouldn't be able to get the felt washers out. There's the other O-ring. I think it's all plastic in there now. So I can give that a wash. Let's compare dimensions. Depth is the same. I can give this packing unit a wash, and then it can be the packing unit that goes inside of this clipless early tuckaway. This can go back in the parts bag. That's all she wrote. And now, just so I don't forget it for the photo shoot, I'm going to put the polystyrene closure washer and the rubber O-ring into the tucky bag. I'm going to have to order more of these soon. I've only got 5 left. I don't know why that didn't occur to me before. Okay, so this tuck away is all ready for reassembly. I'm gonna have a photo shoot. I'm gonna clean that packing unit, and I'm gonna probably weld her up tomorrow. So that one's ready. What else is ready for a photo shoot? Met's Vacuum Fill Sentinel Deluxe, once she's finished soaking. Once the feed is finished soaking, this baby will be ready for reassembly. There's not even a single crack on the cap. This is such a beautiful, beautiful jade flat top. Super oversized. This thing's enormous. It's almost the length of my hand. It's almost as thick as my dowel handle. Let's get some measurements on this. I'm curious. Switch it over to metric. How long is this thing capped? 132.39 millimeters capped. That is incredible. How thick is it? We have about 15 mils on the cap and about 13.15 mils on the body. I'm curious to see how long it is uncapped, but I can't do that until the nib's back in the section. Matt, your pen is fucking enormous. Totally gonna lose that shroud unless I put it in here. Yeah, no shit. You'll be hard pressed to find an oversized vac fill flat top though. They didn't make any. You'd be better off looking for a nice balance. I'm rather happy with my military clip balance Valiant. Get it. Get one of them big ol' fat ones, man. I have the supplies to restore it just waiting here. I guess I should probably put the plunger rod with the Tucky. Where'd I put that bag? It's up here. Once I get this bitch back together and finally make my tuckaway post. Tuckaway through the ages. Damn, son. What do you have on the way? This can go in the parts bin. Let's see. ringtone or serial number. Oh yeah, I forgot about this tuck away. I haven't replaced that O-ring yet, have I? No, I have not. Might as well put that in there. Got this nice open nib green tuck away. I think they referred to this color as evergreen green, which I found amusing because it says green twice. It's just that green. Put our silicone grease over. Just drop that in there. Give it a nice little coating of silicone grease. Pick it on up. It's a lot of grease on that. Too much. Remove the excess with my fingers. Wipe them on a paper towel. Alright, now we can put the O-ring into this touchdown pen. Wipe my fingers again. Man, I have so many pens on the workbench right now that I am in no hurry to finish. I keep forgetting about pens that I'm almost done with, like this one. I'm pretty sure I've had the nib soaking. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Pretty sure I've had the nib soaking for like a week. You get in there, you dirty rat. There you go. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Jeez. It's a bad thing about silicone grease is it's very sticky. There we go. And that is one touchdown O-ring. Shit. Don't fight me. You won't win. Oh hell, that's right. That's why it won't fit. This is a fat touchdown. What am I thinking? I need the large O-ring. Oh yeah, that 530. That is a nice flat top. You should do a group photo. Just get a third flat top, man. Get another jade flat top, and you'll have a trio. And you can post it on Reddit and get like 17 upvotes. It'd be great. Damn it, I missed. Absolute globs of silicone grease. let's try this again with the proper sized O-ring. God, I'm an idiot. And you trust me with your pens? Jeez. Can't even get the right O-ring. There, that one went in so easy. It was like, yeah, man, I've been waiting for that. Don't make me wait any longer. Oh, that's right. That's why I haven't finished this one yet. Rusty parts. I need rust remover. Oh man, I was at Home Depot today. I should have picked that up. Shit. Oh well. Let's see. Yeah. Home Depot has it. I guess I'll just buy it on Amazon. Alright, I've ordered it. Next week, you'll get to see me use it. Assuming I have pens for restoration next week. Just add the tracking info to my tracking app. 714 Amazon WD-40. Alright. What else do I have? Let's see. This. What is this? This is Rusty Parts 2. It's a Touchdown Slater Sentinel. And it needs rust soak. So that's another one for the rust soak file. This. What did this need? This needs the packing unit meched into the barrel. Okay. Put that up there. What's this? What's this? What's this? This is... I'm gonna need to find a donor blind cap for this one. This is a Statesman vacuum fill. And what are you? These are spare parts. They can go in the parts bag. Where's the parts bag? There it is. Ah, these are spare parts. What else? What else? What are you? 5, Feather Dutch. What are you? What are you? What are you? What was I doing with you? Your parts are soaking. That's the Sentinel Deluxe. I might be out of pens that I can do work on right now. That's a snorkel that needs point seals. That's a snorkel that needs point seals. Anything else lying around? I don't believe I have any other work to do tonight, friends. I think that's everything I've got. I'll just be rinsing those nib units and the vacuum fill parts, and tomorrow I will use my methyl ethyl ketone. Try not to breathe it in. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go welcome all the new newbies in the Discord server. And for the benefit of the folks on YouTube, I'll include an invite to that server in the video description. So I'll see you fellas around. I hope you enjoy the stream. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Hope you enjoy tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the day after. But you know what, Tuesday? You can be feeling pretty mad on Tuesday. I don't care. I'll see you around.